The benefit of being in ketosis is, first of all, you'll have more energy on a consistent basis. If you are running on glucose, you'll find you have glucose spikes. In other words, if you eat a lot of carbohydrates, you'll have energy fluctuations. With the carnivore diet, we go into ketosis, and as I'll explain later in this video, your energy levels are more sustainable or sustained. You're very consistent with your energy levels. I eat OMAD, 1 meal a day currently, and my energy levels are consistent right through the day. Where with a carbohydrate diet, a high carbohydrate diet, it's not the case. You have fluctuations in energy. Another benefit of being in ketosis is that your brain works better. Let me explain. If you get Alzheimer's, for instance, your brain loses its capacity to run on glucose with 55%. So people that go into ketosis actually start to get benefit from that, and their brain actually start to work again. It's been proven that cognitive abilities and cognitive progress can be improved with the carnivore diet and with the ketogenic diet by going into ketosis. So it's long been known for decades that children who suffer from epilepsy, when they are put on the ketogenic diet, with other words, they go into ketosis, their epilepsy go away. So this is what you can do to help people, is to get them into ketosis. There are many other health benefits to ketosis, but as I will explain in this video, that ketosis is not what we focus on with the carnivore diet. We are focusing on being metabolically healthy. Ketosis is just a consequence of the way that we eat. Let me explain further. You have three things in nature, basically in food. You get proteins, you get fats, and then you get carbohydrates. Only protein and fats are essential. And of course, when you eat protein and fats, animal fats, you will go into ketosis. That's why I always say eat enough fat. It's very important because you'll get your energy from that. But you don't need to eat carbohydrates at all. It's not essential. There does not exist an essential carbohydrate. What is the difference between ketosis and keto-acidosis? First of all, ketosis is the burning of fat. When we are on the carnivore diet, we are usually in ketosis, but not always. Our bodies can make glucose from protein by the process of gluconeogenesis whenever we need glucose. So as carnivores, we will go in and out of ketosis as we exercise, because the demand for glucose is higher when you exercise. Interesting enough that muscles don't need insulin to get rid of glucose or to use glucose when they are active. Many cells in the body require insulin to open the door for glucose. But one of the things that you can easily do is exercise, and it will help you to bring your glucose levels down if you ate something that you shouldn't have. But to get back to ketosis, ketosis is the burning of fat. When we are on a high carbohydrate diet, we are burning or metabolizing glucose for energy. That is why after you ate a lot of carbohydrates or a lot of sugary treats, you'll find yourself to have a glucose spike. The same happens with consuming a lot of starch. People forget that starch in any form goes back to glucose. Did you know a bowl of pasta has a higher glycemic index than a bowl of cane sugar, table sugar? A slice of white bread has 13 grams of carbohydrates in it, and a slice of brown bread has 18 grams of carbohydrates in it. The total allowed carbohydrates on the ketogenic and on the Banting diet per day is 20 grams. So you can think for yourself that consuming starch is completely out on either of those diets. But on the carnivore diet, obviously we are not eating any starch. So we don't focus on ketosis so much as do people on the ketogenic diet. On the ketogenic diet and on the Banting diet, you have to be mindful of your macros. Macros means the amount of grams of carbohydrates that you are consuming. You have to count it. On the carnivore diet, we don't count carbohydrates. We don't count carbs. We don't count calories. Go and look at video 107 on my blog, where Dr. Robert Lustig explains why the word calorie is a fallacy. We don't believe in counting calories on the carnivore diet. Also refer to my frequently asked question playlist, Q8, question 8, about counting calories, why we don't believe in it. So keto-acidosis is often confused with ketosis. Keto-acidosis is a condition that type 1 diabetics experience when they have no or very little insulin in their bodies. That is a process where the ketones and the acidity in the blood is wrong, and it's a very dangerous situation, and you can be hospitalized and you can even die from ketoacidosis. So on my live playlist you'll see a live interview that I've done with Adrian, the type 1 diabetic who already halved his insulin medication. You cannot reverse type 1 diabetes. You can absolutely reverse type 2 diabetes. See Q2, question 2 on my frequently asked question playlist. So, as I said, on the carnivore diet, we are not focusing on ketosis, and you don't need to test your ketone levels. I know there are people that advise that you do that, and that's fine if you feel you must test if you are in ketosis. There is, of course, keto meters and keto test strips that you can use. But I've never tested for ketones, because you don't need to test for ketones. If you are strict on your carnivore diet and you are not cheating and you do everything to the T, in other words, you eat enough, you eat when you are hungry, you don't put sweet taste in your mouth, and you eat the meat you crave and can afford, and you eat fatty enough. You don't cook with seed oils, but with animal fat. If you stick to those rules, you absolutely will go into ketosis when your body needs to be in ketosis, and your body will, as I said, produce glucose from protein when it needs it. So this is the difference between ketosis and ketoacidosis. Ketosis is the metabolism of fats for energy, as opposed to getting your energy mostly from glucose or carbohydrates. Be mindful of what spices you are using on the carnivore diet as well. Even the oxidative spices like pepper and garlic flakes, they do have oxalates in them, and they do have carbohydrates in them. So if you are very sensitive and if you want to be very strict with your carnivore diet, consider using only salt. I'm only using salt. Of course, stay away from sugary spices and those kinds of things, but I've explained that in video Q22 about spices. Also be mindful of dairy, but not butter. Butter is good. Butter has 0 carbohydrates in it, so you can eat as much real butter as you want. In fact, butter will give you energy. I drink bulletproof coffee, which is basically black coffee with butter, and it gives me a lot of energy. So you can eat a lot of butter, and then be mindful of milk. Don't drink milk, in my opinion. Milk will give you inflammation. Inflammation can represent in the brain, in the gut, in the joints. It will keep your cravings, and it has too much carbohydrates in it. It's got 47 grams of carbohydrates in a liter of milk. It's way too much. Stay away from milk, in my opinion. I know that I drank milk for a long time on the carnivore diet, but I discovered when I cut it out completely, I do much, much better. But I've overdone it. I drank too much milk. If you just drink a little bit of milk in your coffee, it would not be a problem. Cheese also has carbohydrates in it, but not as much as milk. Again, if you overdo cheese, again, it can influence your insulin levels as well, but milk will absolutely influence your insulin levels as well.